A humanoid figure sits in a pitch-black room, hunched over the pages of a book. The lack of light doesn't seem to hinder their ability to read the book's contents, let alone take hastily scribbled notes. They mutter to themselves in a string of several languages, though even if you knew them all, you'd be hard-pressed to understand what they said. As they continue to read, their head begins to droop, their blinks becoming longer and longer until they drop their head onto the desk with a slam. Shortly after, a snore begins to echo throughout the room. In Ward 5, our party finds themselves in Yatha's boots and shoes. Earlier in the day, Renister and Anzai spotted Akita, the missing professor, entering the shop. The party set out into the rain-soaked night to get to the bottom of things. After dispatching a vampire spawn seemingly keeping watch over the place, and talking to the halfling owner Yatha, the party fought and staked 2 vampires returning to the shop, 1 more spawn, and the missing student turned Vetelarana. We cut to just after the battle, as Eamon hears someone, or something, trying to get through the hatch in the store's back room. Eamon, you in the room, you hear like someone clearly tried to, like a deadbolt type thing, like unlatch, and someone tried to open.
As soon as I stake that, I'm headed back in there.
Yeah, for sure. That's fair. But it looks like whatever is down there is not capable of getting through this heavy ass shit.
I'm gonna start reloading my.
I'm gonna look towards where the cobbler's hiding.
Yeah.
Even if I can't see her, and just hold my finger up to my lips again to be quiet. I step out of the sound bubble, and I say, "Something's trying to get out of the basement. Most likely, it's the professor. Come here and wait till something happens.
Help me drag these in.
Okay, there's already people out there with you. They can.
He ran in.
I'll go out and drag him in.
I'm gonna stay in here at the cobbler.
Wait, don't they go into ash?
They're not dead. I'd have to rip their heads off.
You would have to stake them and then kill them.
Wouldn't my fire just...
I guess that's true. If you staked it while it was on fire, it would stop regenning.
Would I know...
So do you want it to die?
I would want...
Yeah. Would I know if the student at this point if there's any way for them to go back?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, okay.
It did hit.
However, it is probably the most intelligent and capable thing you have the chance of taking alive. It is a step above the spawn. It might know more.
We might need it for information as much as I hate to fucking say it.
Also, the thing that's opening the door probably knows more.
Well, that's true.
So...
Also, veteranas do specialize in like taking over people's minds.
But it could be, it's either the professor or it could be another.
We don't have much time. Let's do whatever it is quick.
Make a decision. You're the expert.
I just rip both their heads off.
I looked at you and I'm like, set up traps.
I'm out of traps.
You're out of traps?
Yeah.
When are you ever out of traps?
I used them all.
Oh my god.
Do you have any darts left?
Worthless.
I darts. I don't have poison.
Shit.
You have poison on your sword.
I would step just outside the bubble,
and
I don't want this lady in the same room, but I already hit her so well one time. I don't want to risk rolling low to hide her again.
You can just tell her to get the hell out.
Yeah, we did clear the way.
She doesn't really have anywhere else to go.
Better than here.
Sanctuary.
In the middle of the night by herself.
For
a cobbler lady.
It's like an hour and a half trip.
But the difference is there's vampires here where we're currently at.
I'm not saying it's a bad option. I'm just saying.
Go to an inn, something. I can give her, just take out some gold. Like, get her to an inn or something.
Yeah, carry this around and jingle it a lot outside.
Tell them how rich you are now.
I take like 3 gold.
Yeah.
From Renister?
No, out of my pocket. and I'll find where she is and be like,
yeah,
do you have
like
somewhere close
you?
by you can go to? I say it very quietly.
I don't think so.
Is there an inn close by? A tavern that would be open?
Yeah.
Go there.
She like looks at the gold and she's like, are you sure?
Yes, tell me the name of it. I'll come find you after.
Okay. I mean, she's
still in love with me.
There'd be one. Yeah. I'm not going to come up with it on the spot.
That's
you
fine.
know where she goes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then she'll leave. Yeah.
I'll come
Remember
find
me.
You. Don't tell anybody about what you've seen here at all. You're going to see some weird things on the way out. Look down, keep walking.
Well, they're probably ash.
Yeah, they are ash, but like, her door's
Tell them about how heroic I was.
She just leaves.
Wait, Peter.
Put the mask away.
Did your fire trap rearm?
She just leaves. There's a couple more attempts, like real quick attempts to like open the thing, and then nothing.
And all like my flamethrower ready and pointed at the fucking door.
Do we think we have some time?
What do we want to do?
Do we think we have an hour?
As much time as we prepare out here, they have time to prepare in there.
The more off guard they are, the better.
I think they're pretty on guard at this point.
Yeah, but not prepared and
we're saying this outside the bubble, right? Okay. As far as I know.
Well, technically, you'd want to sit in the bubble because then sound couldn't travel down.
Sure. Yes. Okay.
Oh, that's true.
Whichever one is where the person probably couldn't hear
Yeah,
us.
in the bubble was the best.
Let's make a decision now. We need to do this
Box
quick.
or whatever.
If
Just in case there's
just
another exit
thinking-
there or a way to get out, even if it wasn't
you
quick.
think we
If
act right
wait
away?
An hour.
I'm the only reason I bring up an hour is because I have a caped friend that I can bring out. If
He
I
might
have
try
an
to
hour.
fight you, though.
Not if we do well. It's summoning him.
A lot of things you do have just a big setback.
I'd have
Also,
my
we've
It's not a
lit.
welcome to
setback.
rituals.
I saw the bright
It's
lights.
a possibility.
I
of
saw
things
the
going
bright
wrong.
lights. There might be more things coming. So the sooner the better. And we get out of here.
You saw the bright lights. What?
The fire.
Their fire? That was them.
Well, as far as
that
we know,
people
there
may
is,
have seen outside.
as far
that's
as
what
we
you mean.
know,
Okay.
there is only 4 involved, and we killed 3.
Whoever's in charge of the one downstairs, though, there is someone in charge of them that possibly
They
can
would-
find.
Probably know at this point.
Yes. So the sooner the better.
Open. Let's.
If you don't
open
feel
it.
like fighting
draw
anything
my
more powerful,
draw my shield. And
can you scoot the thing out of the way? There's like a giant,
Well, I
anvil
need
on a
my
stump
shield
there.
out.
Well,
I can try to scoot it.
It hurt
Okay.
my back
I'd
when
move
I
it.
did it.
I'd move it.
You just take an arm. And
You can move it for sure.
Is the thing latched again?
Hard to tell.
I have a staff in my hand, and it is locked. It's probably unlocked though, because I heard the deadbolt thing. I'm gonna try to pull it open towards the rest of the party
Yeah,
and see what happens.
it opens. You hear a voice from below. Who goes there?
Hello.
It's a female voice.
Who is down there? Were you trapped down there?
Yes. The vampires are holding me. They said they'd kill my student.
Can I roll to listen to see if
Yeah,
someone
vibe check
cast
for-
magic on her? I don't think it was those vampires on the cobbler lady.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Somebody
yeah. I
somebody
will
put a
roll-
spell on her.
Yes,
and
I get
it
what
wasn't.
you're
It might have been the student.
Or she might have just been told to do it.
saying.
Yeah, I mean, she could have been told like, "Hey, we're gonna kill your student if you don't."
Yeah, for sure. But not buying it yet.
Yeah, of course
Everyone, pretty convincing. Rester, you've been around vampires a lot. You just have this innate gut feeling that whatever is down there, whether it be the teacher or not, lying through its fucking teeth.
It's lying.
You want me to smoke it out?
not. Do we have to invite it in? Is that a thing?
No. Also, it's already.
Do
in.
not come up the ladder.
Yeah, I'm not letting you up.
Ren,
Something's off.
if you go, I'll go.
Are you saying this?
Still can't hear us. Even
Yeah,
if the door's
it's kind of.
open.
You probably have to get rid of that if you wanted
Yeah,
to
if
like
we're
have this
gonna talk.
conversation, because like being above it, it
If
wouldn't
that's the
hear
case,
you.
I would just
That's
have turned
true.
to them and gone like a shake of the head.
We could still have said it quiet enough because I don't want.
I would definitely try to just be talking and being loud,
Okay, yeah.
so they can communicate a little better like
Word.
that. Yes. What vampires? What are you talking about?
I heard the fighting. I assume it was. I don't know what else it would have been.
What? Yeah,
They turned my student. They said they could turn him back.
that's okay. There's a lot. We're just some bystanders. We came by when we heard this commotion. There were flames everywhere, and we came in, to find
Rural deception.
you.
-2 circumstance. What's everyone doing while Diego's bullshit?
I'm ready to
-2.
My shield is
would
out.
invoke true name be a hostile action? Would it start initiative?
Probably.
Okay. Because other than that, I'm just waiting and I'm looking at Renister.
Okay.
Shield out.
Based on whatever he's doing, that's what I'll do.
How far like a drop is it to go in here?
Can we see this individual or the
No,
people who
it's,
can look
it's
down?
completely dark in there. There's no light.
Okay.
It looks like.
Well, I have dark
um,
vision.
Actually, all three of us have dark vision.
Oh yeah, duh, I forgot about that. I mean, are you to look?
I don't
in-
think we're looking in there.
Yeah, to look in would be risking someone seeing you as well. So I assume no one was like looking
I
deep
would
in, but
mouth
you
the
don't
word-
see anything currently.
I would mouth the word light to Renister and point to my staff and then point down. As in I could cast light down there.
I'm waiting to see if I see somebody, I'm just going to light up the tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, what?
Yeah,
sorry.
I got a 28 on deception.
Yeah, what were you? What did you say? I'm sorry. You were just like
Vampires, what are you
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
we were
Yeah.
bystanders, whatever. She says, "Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'll come up then." And yeah, she starts to go up.
Do we get a glimpse of her?
Yeah, it looks
Does
like the
she-
teacher.
She doesn't look vampire.
Nope, just looks like a human woman. As everything you've heard, bald. She's wearing just a very basic like nightgown, essentially.
I would mouth the word capture as she says that to everyone.
I mean, you guys are clearly aggressive, right? Like,
yeah,
you look like you're about to attack.
No, I have a friendly shield raised.
Yeah, I would be holding my hand up like wait, right? Like to make it look like we're all scared in the situation. We're not going to attack right away.
Okay.
Renisser doesn't look like a bystander.
But I mean, once everyone comes into view, we'd roll for initiative. Because you have a flamethrower trained on her. Like, you look aggressive.
For sure.
Well, yeah.
Especially if she's smart. She would.
Yeah, she would
be like,
yeah.
I'm just saying I deceived her. I made a good impression on her, hopefully, if I succeeded. That, like, maybe I could play it off on, like, we're just scared people going to attack.
I get what you mean. Yes. Yeah. She would not immediately attack then.
That's what I'm trying to say.
She would just come up and like see you guys and kind of like get and just like stop for a second, like raise one hand. She obviously has to like hold the ladder that she's getting up. But she just like looks to all of you.
Yes. So what is going on? Explain. You've been captured?
Yeah. They had one of my students has turned. Said they could turn him back.
Is she like up?
Got a note. I mean, not yet. She hasn't come up. She kind of like motions to like, can I get out?
Yeah, I would kind of nod.
Okay, yeah. She stands.
She can get fully up.
I want to close the hatch then.
Okay, you close it. She stands. She like, like she slowly puts her hands down.
Eamon saw the dead student and he didn't like it. Sorry, I turned that into a song.
Damn, that's bars, bro. But yeah, she says, yeah, you guys were just walking by? She like looks to the flamethrower and the heavily armored and armed lizard.
Yes, we're mercenaries.
For someone who professes to be knowledgeable and be against the dangers of enchantment magic, and for someone who professes to care for the students that they teach, you're neither of those things.
Is there any way to check if she's under an enchantment?
Yeah.
Don't forget my investigator thing.
There's a demeanor shift. Not aggressive, but shoulders drop. Posture changes a bit. It looks to you.
Who?
Sorry. Peter. Correct.
Ah.
Good to see you again.
You as well.
If you keep disrupting my plans, I might have to kill you.
Well, is this one elaborate recruiting scheme?
You will find something I've been looking into down there. Do with it what you will.
And what is that?
You'll see.
How about a little hint?
She drops unconscious.
Glue. I start gluing.
I try to... Can I roll acrobatics or something to try to catch her?
Yeah, you can catch her for sure. You don't have to roll. You can just catch her.
Was there a rug?
No pressure. You can just catch her.
It's like why do the vampires only talk to Peter? I'm right here.
Because I'm the smartest one here.
Why do you talk so casually to this thing and like bullshit around with it?
Because I want to throw it off its game.
There is no game. Can't we just try to fight this thing?
Killing her at the moment will do nothing.
Does nothing.
It would absolutely nothing to this creature.
She is the same as the dwarf.
Spirit of the veterana. That's what was in here.
Correct.
Yeah, attacking it and being very aggressive will get us nothing at all.
If anything, it would kill the teacher.
So can I roll something to deepen my understanding of like was she functioning as like the actual professor? Like was she the actual professor just a minute ago and then got possessed?
Oh, no. It seemed like an act dropped, not a like control changed. Vetelarana consume secrets. They're quite competent at subterfuge.
Gotcha.
That was very clearly probably the core of Vetelarana putting on an act as the teacher. And once what Eamon said implied that the act was up or it weighed the options or whatever, it went to just normal.
Gotcha.
Vetelarana being controlling the teacher.
We may want to take her to the Arcane Assembly.
That's what I was thinking.
Take her to the...
Yeah, so things are stuffed in her ears. I just put a blindfold over.
Yeah,
I glued her mouth shut.
Good old sovereign glue.
And I'm going to glue her hands behind her back, clasped together.
Okay.
Let's take her to Eardell.
Well, first, we have something down here we need to check out. Which I'm going to pull out both of my my other two bottled sunlight and activate them so we actually have like pure light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Do any of you guys want to hold on to these?
Yeah, I'll grab one.
I'll cast light down there.
Well, this is also like positive light, so it's also different.
Counts as sunlight.
Yeah, counts as sunlight, and it's also bomb if you need it. It does positive damage.
I'll stay up here.
Something tells me this might relate to the androids.
I'm gonna leave my flamethrower up here.
In which case, I'll go down and I'll bring my light rider with me.
Okay. What are you doing, Diego? Everyone else is going down?
I'm going down.
All right.
Okay.
Well, can't this thing repossess the professor at any time?
That's why we glued her.
Yeah,
like
you
it
guys,
is.
I will be completely transparent. Outside of someone assisting her, there's no way she gets out of it on her own.
Okay.
Sovereign glue.
Yeah.
Do you run out of that stuff?
I can keep making it, man.
Okay. I'm just making sure because I'm imagining like the Elmer's glue bottle. I'm like, man, you got to be running low.
Yeah, so you guys go down the ladder to a pretty cramped 30-foot square room. There are 3 coffins on the north wall, a desk with a basic candle holder and several pieces of parchment with writings on them, and then a normal wooden bed by that desk is what you see.
Before we tamper with anything, I know we don't want to wait too long.
Look around and I'm destroying the coffins.
Can we wait while the light rider?
Yes, I
Takes
will
an
wait
image.
after, but I'm telling you I will be destroying the coffins immediately.
I photobomb the light rider.
It will ruin everything. Please don't do that.
Well, it has to do it for 20 minutes. So
It's like a 20 minute.
He's just sitting there shaking
No, it
in
would just
place.
be blurry if you moved it all.
Probably. But yeah,
I wouldn't move at all.
I mean, really, the only thing of note, other than looking in the coffins, is the desk and the bed and such. But yeah, what's everybody doing?
I'd probably look at the desk and start. First, I'm gonna use Crafter's Appraisal, find if there's anything magic affecting any of this.
Well, we wait 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, of course.
I'm assuming, is there a sigil similar to Cuckoo's? Or no, it wouldn't be.
It'd be a
'cause that
different one.
Yeah, that's right.
No, just wooden coffins. Doesn't look like there's
Okay.
any markings on them
Yeah,
in any way.
besides Cuckoo was the other family,
Yeah,
right?
it's
The
Strigoi.
sigil seemed to be related to the Strigoi. Yes,
yeah,
it's
that's
Strigoi bloodline specifically.
And then if there's if I don't get anything off the Crafter's Appraisal, then I'd be.
We were
looking
told
through
there were
stuff.
4 total. We fought 3.
She wasn't the vampire.
Yeah, she needs the bed.
No.
You technically have the first one you killed,
It was on
the
watch.
2 that came, and then
It was
Okay.
3 out.
I didn't know if the watchman counted as a friend
Yes.
that left or stayed or not.
Yeah, I
No, it seems
guess
so.
I didn't
It was
know the spawn
It was
counted
one in
or
the
not,
one
too.
during the day, 3 during night, and those were the 3.
Yeah, the one we just posted up.
Yeah,
I didn't
you
even know
did.
if she knew about that
You
one
did
or not.
technically kill. You did technically kill 3 vampiric entities and 1 non-vampiric entity. 3 coffins, 1 bed. Seems to check out in your guys' head.
Okay, makes sense.
That at least here, that's all there was. Yeah,
I would look for any written work specifically, any notes, any ledgers. Any
Yeah, there's a
books.
lot of stuff on the bed. Religion check for those. Or sorry, desk.
Okay, use
Religion check? I can do that.
I can't use society.
I would.
Nope, it's
I
a
would
religion
also
check.
like to
It's
look
pretty
into that.
quickly talking about religious stuff.
I will check.
roll esoteric lore.
No,
That's odd.
I mean desk. Yeah,
25.
Anything, just desk or
yeah. Other like the writing specifically. There's not a lot of room in here, so it would imply that there probably isn't too many hidden things or whatever. This was kind of the safe haven to begin with.
yeah.
So what
I
you
mean,
see
there's
is
a
what
lot
you get.
smaller rooms with hidden things in it.
Yeah, for sure.
To be fair.
That's yeah.
25 on religion.
Okay. Are you
Nice.
rolling religion, Diego?
I might as
no?
well because I said I was.
Okay.
If I see you registered,
I'm not.
Seem
I
to
was hoping I
understand.
could roll
Be fine.
esoteric lore. So
No, identify writing is a very specific thing
12.
that is not recall knowledge. Okay. Renisteer. These are clearly writings and research notes reviving around a magical lantern of some sort, capable of banishing any darkness. The notes say that it is most likely in the possession of the Arcane Assembly currently. But other than that, there's not much more specific on the lantern other than musings of its capabilities. It's clearly a weapon against the Strigoi is what this would be used for. It has a light that could the reason why it's hard to kill a Strigoi is because light is really the only way to do it. And it has to be light that is of equal power or greater than the Strigoi itself. So something like an artifact like this. This is a lantern of great power, for sure. But there are 2 additional things in reading through this quickly that pique your interest. The writer, this is all in common, by the way. The writer refers to the light given off by the lantern as a distinctly revealing light. You know of a chosen who is often referred to as the revealing light. Her name is Annahel. She's a celestial chosen who serves the divine of destiny, time, and prophecy, Tyne. She's often depicted as a completely white, angelic, womanly figure with her symbol being a hexagonal halo that is stark white. Why don't you give me another religion check about Annahel?
Well, it's 19.
Okay. So more than anything, Anahel kind of represents truth. She despises deceit of any kind, including shape changers, good or bad, dragons included. Liars, thieves, spies, the more conventional ones, but any like sort of deceit. Her magic is renowned for its banishment properties. Specifically, some scripture about her even speaks of those who have basked in her light who quite literally lose the ability to be deceitful for the rest of their lives. In any way. There is a
Shove it down his throat.
A long list of planar creatures, mainly fiends, who have been permanently banished and bound to their home plane by her light. In her magic, and like I said, she's commonly depicted as a white humanoid female, celestial with 3 sets of angelic wings, forming 6 wings in total, and a luminescent hexagonal halo behind her head, which is also her symbol.
I would tell everyone everything except for the part about losing the deceitful thing.
Okay. You would know that that's probably not something this lantern can do. You would have to, like, specifically interact with her.
You guys want to go sit in the lantern real quick?
But yeah.
What of course? That's what I've always wanted.
It's the way they talk about it is it's definitely probably in the hands of the Arcane Assembly currently, which would probably check out for you, Eamon. They have plenty of, like, you've never probably interacted with it, but like,
yes, I've ever heard of that before.
No, definitely not this specifically. But you are aware of that. They like if a dangerous artifact is found, things like these, you basically can't destroy them. So they're normally just kept out of the hands of people.
This is the biggest location of
for
assembly.
Sure. Yeah. And the other thing is it's clearly a perfect weapon that would be capable of fully killing a Strigoi. For sure.
Can you remind me what a Strigoi is again?
A Strigoi is, so there's 3 ancient vampire bloodlines. There's other kinds of vampires, but these are like the oldest vampires. They're Vetelarana that have grown past the point of consuming blood. They consume secrets and memories and that kind of thing. The Strigoi is another one of those 3.
I thought it was a different one, which is why I was confused.
Yes, it is.
Why do we need a Strigoi info if we're after a Vetelarana?
It looks like the Vetelarana, if you don't remember, the 3 ancient bloodlines hate each other. It looks like the Vetelarana is looking into this to kill a Strigoi.
And the Strigoi
for itself.
We saw in Cuckoo's den that there was a coffin with that mark on it.
Assumedly was affiliated with Strigoi in some way. But they are associated with darkness. They technically do not have a physical form. They only exist by possessing people in the mortal plane.
So 2 of the 3 bloodlines are at play here at least.
Why don't everyone roll religion except for Diego roll esoteric lore and Renistier roll vampire lore?
And I can roll crafting.
I don't think I've ever rolled more 19s than when I'm rolling esoteric lore.
17.
It is nuts. Is that related to a hunt?
Yeah, technically. I mean, we'll call it,
31.
Okay, we'll go with Diego's.
19.
Once again, DC 30 check.
12.
Jesus, dude.
So
19s are crazy.
You could be wrong.
Never.
You do not have absolute proof of this. But a Strigoi operating in the city, they possess people. It's a pretty good idea of what might be going on with the Accio. If at one point there was a black soul and at one point there was a white, possession would change that. The Strigoi would be something powerful enough to hide its presence like that, especially if it could switch like that. Again, it's not solid proof. That might not be exactly what's going on, but there's definitely a thread there.
But my assumption at first was the Vetralana, but we have established that the Vetralana actually doesn't leave unless it leaves it unconscious.
What are you talking about?
He'd been muttering to himself.
Yes.
Your assumption is what?
The Strigoi, the head of the Accio family. I think they could be intertwined.
That would be
you think you would be
assessment?
It would check out with a black soul being there and then disappearing.
The only thing that's a bit weird,
possessed and then disguised, or possessed and then not possessed anymore?
If you understand Naito's ability, there's not really a way to disguise it. So the main thing is like, why does the Accio exist where sometimes just being possessed or not? Like, what's going on there?
You think they would come out about that or like try to address it?
Yeah, right. So like, there's any sort of theories,
unless no one knows.
Or
something
they're doing
that could damage their reputation. I don't know if that's
or even like within the family being like under more close wraps as opposed to just publicly seen.
Yeah, but
they could not.
Stigroids aren't physical though, right?
Yes, they could not know. Too.
Can I go through these notes and see if there's a code?
Yeah. Why don't you roll society?
29.
Doesn't seem like it. It seems like these are definitely notes that were never supposed to see the light of day other than the person was writing them.
Okay. I'm going to start collecting all the notes.
Yeah, you can collect them all up. There's not a whole lot, like maybe 20 to 30 pages worth of like in-depth analysis of Annahel.
Can I start just tossing this room, like destroying shit to see if there's anything hidden, like toss the bed?
Oh, I would have already dragged the coffins out and started.
I'm not care about the coffin. Like, I look under the bed, look inside the mattress.
Yeah, don't find nothing.
Do any of you think it's safe for the cobbler to come back here? This place feels like it's marked.
Don't think it would be.
She doesn't. She didn't say she had anywhere she could go other than just paying.
Honestly,
taverns.
I think we got rid of everything that's a threat here.
That's
other
also
than
fair.
the person who was controlling.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's worth noting that like
they literally know the location. And it's a big deal.
Teacher who is possessed by the Vethlorana is aware of this location. Not meaning it would come after Cobbler.
Is there anything else in this cellar?
This is actually probably where Yatha lived. Especially because it locks from the inside. She probably would like come here in the night, lock it, and sleep in here. And then her friends came and cast a magic on her and were like,
so there wasn't
we're going to stay here now.
Was there not like, this was like the vampires either repurposed it or that they made it themselves?
Oh, they repurposed it. Like Yatha, this is Yatha's bedroom before her friends, so to speak, came along.
I see.
And then they were like, we're going to stay in here now, you sleep on top. And she's like, yeah, of course. You're my friends.
Maybe not cave it in.
Yeah.
Maybe we could, I don't know, maybe we'll talk to her and come up with some other plan.
I say we get, I have gold, Kite has gold. I say we can sponsor a new shop for her.
Well, I would
Pay
also
people to
say
move her
maybe even
things.
if she's not passionate about the shop, maybe Kite just has a job that he could hire her for.
One doesn't usually become a cobbler on their own
if
they don't enjoy the work a little bit.
I suppose that's true, but maybe Kite
This isn't a slum. Like
maybe Kite could invest in a new shop.
We could just also pay for renovations.
The geographic location is the part that's known by our enemies.
But I don't see any reason they would come back to this cobbler.
Maybe she has money. We don't know.
She's not even aware of what happened.
I heard you guys open the lockbox.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
How do you know it was a lockbox?
Because I heard it.
Were you opening it?
I have a lockbox of my own.
Interesting. Maybe we should check the lockbox and your pockets and see if
that
there
doesn't work
is...
on me, Diego. I'm sorry.
What doesn't work?
The thing you're doing right now.
Yeah,
and I walk upstairs to go try it.
I believe Eamon.
Speaking. What? After all the lying he's done since you've bet him. That's his whole thing, is lying.
Well, now I know you're
I
lying.
told them my entire life story.
He's not even an oracle.
I left nothing out.
Are you sure it was his entire life story?
Yes. Speaking of which, we need to talk sometime soon. And
absolutely
Anyway, we need to get to the Arcane Assembly as soon as possible.
Let's take her to Iredell.
And we need to make
I
sure
need to go
that
speak to the cobbler on the way out.
We need to make sure that lantern is
Go with Eamon.
safe, or possibly we could use it.
Yeah, from what it sounded like, it didn't seem like they'd made any moves on it yet. Obviously, Arcane Assembly is a big, well-defense place. It was more so that, like, if it's they have from a pretty good source that's in the city, it would be in the Arcane Assembly.
I'm looking for a rug.
A what?
A rug.
Don't we already have her glued to one?
No, you ever glued to a wall.
No. I glued her hands together, glued her mouth shut.
I thought we glued her to a carpet, too.
No, I don't think so.
So we're looking for a carpet now.
Yeah, we're looking for a good sturdy rug.
Sturdy carpet? Probably not, but there's probably like a sheet or something in her place.
Would it be better to just shackle her and...
I mean, she already is. I'm trying to make it easier for her to carry.
And not as obvious.
I'm not blanket on the bed.
The body.
Yeah, I guess we could roll her into a rug, something.
Well, there is no
sheet,
rug. That's
sheet,
the
whatever.
Do you guys have your gear with you?
Blanket on the bed?
Bedroll?
My bedroll's pretty small, man.
Enough to cover the shape of a body.
Well, I
at
might
least.
need one, and I don't want to have glue all over it.
We'll just use the sheet.
There's probably like hides of leather. It's a cobbler shop.
Yeah. I don't know if there'd be one big enough to like cover a body, but...
I mean, if it's cattle leather, it comes in a full cow
If you just cover in
hide.
a sheet,
Yeah, I think the sheet
there's
will be
not really
fine.
much of a...
Just like glue around the inside of it.
There's no reason to glue.
But what if we did?
No, it's not your glue.
What if it was
Iredell, if you give us 2 hours, there's someone in here. We can get out and show you.
Yeah.
a pig in a blanket?
So you guys are going, Peter and Renister, you guys are going where specifically? To the Great Assembly Hall?
Yeah.
Presumably to get in contact
Do
with
we want to
Iredell?
wait for the others? Or?
We were just going to catch up with you guys. We figured you'd be traveling slower, holding a body.
I don't know. It might be more beneficial for us all to go, considering we have other things matters, but maybe... how far away is Sanctuary compared to the Arcane Assembly? Like, which one's farther?
Sanctuary is definitely farther. It's also the complete opposite direction.
Okay.
You guys can just go there and wait.
Let's just take it to the Arcane Assembly. It's probably safer to put her in their hands anyway.
Okay.
Probably don't keep two vessels in the same place.
Yeah, if you want to wait, I assume this is not going to be a quick or a long trip.
I was saying, like, if they just don't walk fast.
Yeah,
I'm
you guys will
just
catch up with
I'm
them.
sprinting and deadlifting her.
That's fine. They're still faster.
Unless it's downhill, we can catch up with you guys.
Wait, how is he going to carry it while rolling? Just bouncing on top?
Yeah, Diego and Eamon, you guys go a couple blocks down. Doesn't seem named, but there's like an inn/tavern. It's pretty small. It looks just kind of like a 2-story house more than anything, wooden house.
Center's like an inn or whatever.
Yep. But yeah, this is where she said she went.
How long is it? It hasn't been that long since she left, or like an hour? Maybe?
No, I mean, you guys went through all of that bottom room, but other than that, yeah, probably max an hour.
Okay. So she's probably not like asleep yet.
Yeah.
Okay. On the way in,
She is a heavy sleeper.
maybe the poison finally set in.
She's passed out in her drink.
She's trying to order some like stew and just.
No.
So, any word from your creation?
I take a deep breath and I link my mind with him.
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy?
It tells you it has found a wall it thinks is fake.
Oh.
It's worried about traps. Would you like it to proceed without you?
Well, look for traps. Can you look around for traps? I can tell you to do that. That's how this works.
I don't see any.
Then it sounds perfect. Eamon, he seems to be at a fake wall worried about traps. He doesn't see any.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know why I consulted you. Just go in the
Do you
wall.
want me to tell you what to tell them? I don't know anything about traps.
I'm just
Peter
keeping you
just tells me
informed.
where they are so I can step out of the way.
You're kind of like mentally, emotionally linked a little bit too. There's like a slight twinge of pain. And then you lose the mental link drops. Presumably this thing is either unconscious or dead.
Well, I think it just died.
Oh, do you know where it was? As I'm like holding the door open for you, and
Did it tell me where it was?
I mean, if you want,
can't track it
I would
mentally?
It'll
keeping
give
track.
you like the rough area that it was in the sewers. Yeah, it was. It's in the north east part of Ward 7.
good thing
sewers.
we spent all day doing that, huh?
To be fair, it could also just be unconscious.
Yes.
We're not sure.
Well, it's in the northeast part of the Ward 7 sewers. I'm sure we can find it.
Sure. I want to look around the room.
We'll look
and
around
see
for
if
a dead
Yasha
rat.
is in here.
Oh, you guys go in?
As I step in the door,
Or ice. I guess it could just be ice at this point.
You're not looking for him
Just
now.
a puddle of water and clothing.
Yeah. The door is locked, but if you like tried it, a human man would come. It's very late in the middle of the night, storming, but he would come.
I would
He
just
would.
knock.
Yeah, he would come and he would open the door for you. Looks pretty basic tunic and stuff, long black hair. It's up in like a messy, like clearly been asleep bun or something. And he says, "Howdy, folks.
Hi.
You looking for a place to stay?"
Oh, we're just here to meet with a friend. Yasha, she owns a cobbler shop nearby.
Yatha.
Yatha.
Yeah. That was me correcting you, not
Hey,
him.
the innkeeper?
You would know. Yeah.
Oh,
you would know in game.
You're so close with her.
Yeah.
Well, we saved her life,
Yeah.
so.
Not saying it was out of game.
Yeah, well, my rat friend shot her 3 times.
No, she
Yeah.
doesn't.
I mean,
Yeah. He says.
didn't shoot her 3 times.
He says, yeah. She's in the west room, second floor.
Mind if we step in? Say hi?
Yeah. He would. Yeah. Open the door for you. Let
Lovely.
you up.
Perfect.
There's like just a basic, like pretty small, just like think of like a general house kitchen, and then a basic staircase up to the second floor. Looks like there's only 2 rooms up here. You go to the west one. You knock on the door. Yatha answers. Oh, well, she wakes up first. Heavy sleeper, as you say. And then she comes to the door.
Can I quick recall knowledge as to if any apartments in my building are vacant?
Yeah, actually, this never came up because Diego so quickly took to Sanctuary. But where you live isn't, because apartment buildings aren't really like a thing. It's a 3-story
like
building
with various
where the
rooms.
3rd story is you. and the second story is vacant, but the first story is the owner.
I knew the second floor was vacant. I didn't know if it was like storage space for the owner. Or
No,
if
yeah,
was
it
like,
is a vacant living space. So yeah, that is
Cool.
would be open.
Okay, sounds good. So she answers the door. Does she look? How does she look?
A little disheveled, clearly just woken up
Poisoned?
and like probably not. No, not poisoned. Doesn't look like too distraught or anything crazy. More so, just like super exhausted.
Really, you just woke up. It's been an hour. You almost lost your life and you went straight to sleep. That's incredible.
She was only awake for a
I
brief
almost
time.
lost my life.
Oh,
So do you?
Yeah, she was hiding the whole time. She didn't really see any of it.
that's right.
You just gave her like a mental breakdown. Like, oh my
She's
god!
like, win. And if you don't remember when you dispelled the magic, she kind of doesn't remember a lot of what happened with
we
the other people.
explained very briefly before we sent her
for
off.
sure. She also
But
thinks you're super hot.
good.
Yeah,
and-
Still?
What
Yeah.
race is she?
halfling.
You and the short stacks, eh?
I mean, my
This is the
literal
first one.
girlfriend's not a short stack.
Short
She's
stack.
she's just not a human.
What
The
is she?
height of a human. She's a
Undefined.
Asmar.
Yeah, technically she is a human. She's a human Asmar.
I don't know
But yeah.
why. I thought she was a halfling.
No.
No, she has a halfling name like Marcy sounds kind of like a cute little halfling name, but no, she's like
I don't know why I thought that.
She's like 5'6", 5'7".
I just assumed she was short.
You and the short stacks. All right, man. All right. Not all of us could be a giant lizard, okay?
Everyone's a short stack to me. Yeah,
It's true.
including Eamon.
But yeah, anyways, back on track. She's like, is everything
Everything at your place is taken care of as far as we know.
okay?
I really wouldn't recommend going back there anytime soon, though. I know it's your business. I know it's how you make your living. So I definitely think it is. We could start to make a plan to get you back in there and to get things in there cleaned up as soon as possible. But just for the sake of your safety, I would recommend not going back there. I do have an option for you, though. I remember you saying you don't have other places to stay.
yeah.
There's a whole vacant floor in the building in Ward 1. In Ward 1. I just sent her the wrong building. In Ward 1. And I would be more than willing to pay for that for upwards of a month, whatever you need. And whatever you would make at the cobbler shop in spare time for repairs, we can help you with that as well.
I would like to, like, as we're having this conversation, just kind of step into the room
Yeah.
a little bit and then just kind of like lean up against like a table or something.
She would let you guys into the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume you're just not talking in the door. Right? You guys go in. Yeah.
And just, kind of
I'm
sit
leaning
down.
like a hot guy against the,
Yeah.
the door frame.
You're like, what's up, babe? No,
like Rocky Balboa.
And yeah, so I just trying to sit like back casually. I take my hat off and I would like to sleight of hand something.
Yes.
If you're not giving her money back, I'm going to be upset.
Oh, he's actually stealing the gold that you gave
What
her.
are you doing? It's a very vague.
Yeah, I want to slip a pile of money under my hat. Like 50 gold.
Okay. Yeah. Thievery check.
But I do not want anybody to see. That includes you, Eamon.
Yeah. What is your
I
perception
probably
DC?
Perception 16. It's 10 plus the modifier,
Yes,
right?
yep,
yeah,
yep.
So 16.
I rolled a 16 on the die, so.
So you beat it. Yep. And hers is not better than that.
Yeah.
Shocker. Yeah. So you do that. No one sees it.
I have
But
a
yeah,
minus 10
She
to
looks-
thievery.
She looks to you and she's like, "Okay, that would be super helpful. What can I ask why? I don't know you guys. I mean, I appreciate it, but what?
Why the help?
Yeah.
We burned down the front of your store.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's actually a really good point.
it's the most we could do.
It would be very dangerous for you to go back there anyway.
Also
Okay.
that. You had vampires living
Do
under
we
your,
need-
in
do we
your-
need-
under your room.
It's okay. Don't.
ridiculous stuff.
No.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know how I could be more clear with that sentence, but okay. It was a pretty clear-cut sentence. I said vampires and
I
basement
don't know
and
that. I don't know what a vampire is.
all right. Anyway,
No.
Do we need to get the guards involved or was?
we
They
are taking
already
care
are.
of that.
We're
Yes.
good.
Okay. Guys, I want to bother you. Roll deception.
We just want to.
Won't be hard.
I mean, technically, we're hired out for this by people, by like officials.
yeah,
of the
that's
city.
true. It's enough of not actually a lie. That,
Yeah.
you're right. Whatever.
Like
yeah.
we're not hiding this from anyone other than
for
her.
sure.
We
yeah.
have a 28 on deception. Just because.
I mean, to be fair, if you
26.
succeed, people like you more. So
That's true.
But yeah, she
Does
says
she think I'm hot now?
Dude, I hope not. We're so different.
You don't have a type, I guess.
Yeah, she says, okay. That'd
So,
be nice. If you want to
here-
tell me where it is.
Yes, I'll rip a page out of my journal and start
Yeah.
like writing
Write
down the
directions.
directions. And I'll pull
Yeah.
out a pouch and say, I forget, I'll give her the name of my old lady landlord,
I think it's Ugvo.
Ugvo.
Yeah, she's a dwarf.
And
Old lady dwarf.
Short stack.
Such a mean name.
her
Yeah.
parents weren't kind.
From what
No.
you know, in
Oh, this
general,
is definitely an Ugvo.
She's kind of taking a liking to you, but in general, she's not a pleasant woman.
She's not the
That's
most
fair.
pleasant lady. Yeah.
That's fair.
As landlords go.
Yeah.
How much does it cost there per month again? I was trying to remember.
Not too much. It would be like a couple gold a month.
I'll give
Wouldn't
her
be anything
50 gold
crazy.
as well.
Okay. This chick is fucking.
You have no
She
idea.
also has to pay for renovations at
Yeah,
her business.
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
also have
That
no
is
idea that I
reasonable.
gave
And
her
all of the
50.
supply that was lost and the like 3 copper that was in her safe.
Yeah.
I'm starting to be really happy we didn't go to the cobbler because that'd be 50 gold.
I wouldn't be.
Of course
He'd
you
be
wouldn't.
150 gold richer.
God, there's so much gold in
and
here.
have a new pair of shoes.
But yeah,
Just stole her shoes.
Yeah, they
I mean,
fit.
she's tired enough and past the point of like you guys reason enough. She's not gonna like argue with like taking handouts or whatever. So she thanks you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, if you need help contacting anyone in town as far as like repairs go and stuff, I know a few runners, things like that. We can get it figured out.
Okay.
Again, if you need anything, I'm Eamon. This is Diego.
Pleasure.
Just to be super sure, it's okay for me to sleep here tonight. I should be safe here.
Yes.
You should be fine.
I would maybe invest in a new property
Okay.
for your business. We do know this gentleman named Kite who's probably looking to expand his investments if you'd be interested.
yeah,
I could give you
sure.
his details.
I don't really know any of that stuff works, but
Well, he does, and that's the important part, right? You just
Yeah.
make the shoes, he
that's true.
makes money.
It sounds she like gets a good 1,000-yard stare. She's like, that sounds incredible.
Air Regis.
She starts a sneaker revolution. Holy shit.
Look,
It's him jumping from a tree.
Anzai's the new guy. He's the new,
Oh, these are the Anzai 12s, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're not
I mean, she
shoes,
thanks
they're
you.
sneakers.
No, they're just bandages.
Yeah, it's just wraps. Is there anything else you guys want, or would you let her go to sleep and then
Head out.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. She goes to sleep.
I put my hand on her shoulder before I leave.
Okay.
Just say, best of luck.
Thank you.
Really milking the find a new attractive thing, huh?
She never said that.
Yeah, well, you could see it.
But yeah, anything you guys would do before they catch up?
Well, so I would actually we'd get to the door to leave, and I wouldn't have my hat. I'd be like, oh, yes, my hat. And I'd snap my fingers, and my hat is in my hands, and I put it on my head.
Okay. Gold is still there, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he saw that. He gave him. He's like,
Oh,
Bring it back,
you should have
bring it
said
back.
something.
Yeah. Hat snaps back to your head, and you guys leave.
Can you make my hat do that?
No.
Okay.
Well, I could tomorrow.
Okay.
But it would come to me, so I don't know if you would want that.
I'm thinking about giving up the whole hat thing, honestly.
Why?
It just, with the wind, it just blows off every time.
Oh, we could get you a little strap.
I don't want a chin strap. It kind of kills the whole.
It's true.
It makes it look like more of a helmet.
I'm just imagining you having
Let's get you a helmet.
I don't want a helmet.
What about a
a-
mask?
aviator helmet and goggles for when your curse activates.
Like the old school, like
Just leather cap?
leather football helmets.
Yeah.
Look, I'm thinking about some names. What about the doctor? Or medic man?
For what?
Just for your public appearance.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medic man.
Exactly.
I'm the love
But you-
interest.
you do-
That's what I am.
thinking Mary
As
Jane.
I lean against the doorway again.
Renister and Peter, anything you would do before they catch up or talk about just between the two of you? Doesn't have to be. It would only be like 5-10 minutes.
So could we mass produce those flamethrowers?
Yeah, I mean, I already know how. It would just I have to get the right amount of resources and the people to make it. Yeah.
I don't think it would. Well, depends on how long this vampire situation persists, but I don't think it'd be a bad idea to arm some of the guards with them.
We would also have to mass produce the alchemist fires as well. If I could get the resources and the people together, I could probably start doing that.
Well, the Arcane Assembly might be able to provide that need.
They're more like potion making than bomb making.
Is it not possible to retrofit it or something? I'm not as familiar with the inner workings of that.
It would be excluding a lot of their talents into a completely different way. And now if we're at the Arcane Assembly back in Koi, then yeah, absolutely.
You don't think that there's someone like your friend in Koi here?
From my understanding, all of them are shipped down to Koi.
Huh. So they are just handle the mundane things, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I could be wrong.
Well, I can always ask about it.
Eamon and Diego come. I mean, you guys would probably be jogging to catch up to him.
Yes.
Wouldn't be too hard.
Well, I always just thought we were the hat guys, you know? I just don't think we should lose that.
Yeah, and I do like the hat. Don't get me wrong. I love that, actually.
What about when we have cold iron? It could hold the hat down.
That doesn't help. It doesn't make it.
It could be on
the hat is for looks.
Of the hat.
It looks great. It just flies off every time my curse starts.
Yes.
And we're in Sanctuary. It's fallen in that mud shit.
But if
water
you had the
so many
cold iron,
times.
if you had the cold iron in the hat, it would hold it down.
I don't know.
Fly off.
I used to have a lot more hair too, and maybe that is what's making the hat fit a little less snug. Where we go to the assembly, what do we address first? Who we have in your sheet or who we lost?
Definitely the one in the sheet first. I think it might be a little bit concerning if we walk in with an unconscious person.
Should
and
we
not
have grabbed
explain.
his ashes?
I mean, it was raining. They probably just got soaked and washed away, right?
Yeah. I don't think there was much to gather, unfortunately.
It was not dry ground.
Oh, so you guys will roughly be aware there might be. It's a little rough because I know you guys knew they were student at one point, but that's like material for things as well. Like the ashes of an undead could be used for stuff. So
would I have known
Not
that?
by me.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like with anything, conceivably anything of magical quality could essentially be used for something. You know what I'm saying?
If I'd have known that, I might have jarred it up.
Could I have made a bottled vampire?
You could made a bottled vampire ashes or something. But yeah, onward you go. There is a gate you would have to go through. There's
I knock on the gate with her head.
Do I have access
it's
with
open.
my employment status?
Yes. However, they would stop you because you're carrying a body-shaped thing. But as you say,
He was also hired.
we don't have to roleplay it because, like you say, you would explain super quickly and then you're through.
This will also be the first time they see me being in this job as well, as far as when we go to Iredale. Because last time I was very much not with them.
Yeah,
as far as we were just friends doing very different things.
Diego has his hat tipped slightly forward as to not make eye contact with anyone in this place.
Good news. You guys get close to the Great Assembly Hall. If you don't remember, it's this massive spire of sorts, cylindrical tower. Your simulacrum wakes up. You feel like the mental ping of it reaching out.
Hold on, guys. I got to take this.
What is he
How
doing?
are you doing, good sir?
Got pricked, almost died.
Pricked.
He's talking to his creation.
What happened to it?
I think it found some traps, and we thought it died, but guess it just went unconscious, perhaps.
Well, sleeping around on the job, eh?
Now that it's revealed that it's not dead, I rolled a nat 20 on its first dying check. So it's stabilized.
Nice.
So do you think if you tried to do it again, it would prick you again?
I don't know. Would you like me to try again?
Well, we got 3 more to go.
Do you think you could roll another nat 20 if you needed?
I don't know what that means, sir.
Maybe we should have stocked it up with healing items before we left.
Did we give it anything?
I don't think so.
It has,
Give it all of...
Gave it a bow.
Thanks,
shoot yourself with an arrow.
kill yourself?
But the healing one.
But yeah, do you want it to just wait?
It could come
Continue
find us and
forward.
take us to a
Could you ask
spot.
where it's at?
It's already told me where it's at. It's in the northeast
But enough to where it could take us to the exact spot without having to look around.
corner.
Doesn't it have an invisibility potion that could take and just stow itself away?
Would you guys have given him that?
I believe we said we did.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was going to hold on to that.
Yeah, I think.
I don't think we did.
Like,
Peter
he's got
took
like
it.
he's got like
He
his
has it.
gear, like his
Yeah.
bow and armor and stuff.
Well, that's unfortunate.
He seems
Put
really
him in.
stealthy. Just tell him to hide until we get there. Or come back
Well,
to where he was created.
That might be dangerous too, though. I think
It's all dangerous.
But I was hoping he would go in first and try to impersonate Faxon.
That was the whole point, yes.
So maybe I just have him try the thing again.
Yeah, you're in charge.
Well,
It's yours.
wouldn't he know his own?
He said he got pricked. What kind of trap do you think that is?
We'll dive to the list. There's quite a few. I have a couple of them.
Yeah, I mean, pricked would imply anything to that like lock thing if you remember in the first level going into Cuckoo's place. Yeah, like a blow dart also would imply that.
Do we think that's a single trap thing?
He seemed like a very cautious man.
I would have to look at it to tell you.
Yeah, everything you guys knew about Faxon, you're safe to assume this is probably the first line of defense.
All right, young boy, hide. And just report if you see anything.
Okay.
But hide well.
But yeah, there's several, you guys are close to the Great Assembly Hall, several steps up the two side buildings, which are like the public library and the kind of like store place, an enchanter's place. All of the doors are closed, mainly probably because it's raining a bunch, but you want to go to the main one, I would assume, with a quick knock. That middle-aged, fair-skinned, graying black hair, neatly kept in a bun dwarf, Minami, who's kind of like the receptionist, opens the door for you guys. She says, "Oh, hello."
Does she like to stay here like 24 hours?
Yeah, she does sleep in the lobby during the night. Yeah, not like in the lobby, but like adjacent to the lobby. Yeah, she's not like just on the floor.
Desk.
Yeah.
Working you to the bone.
Do elves also not sleep in this world?
No, elves sleep.
Okay, I don't know if they do the trans thing.
No, they sleep. Yeah,
like in a thing we won't mention.
Yeah, she looks to you first, Damon. She's like, "Hello,
Hi.
What do you need?"
My friends here were hired for a job involving a
she
missing
clocks
professor.
Register. She's like, "Yeah, do you need?" She like clocks the body, and she's like, "Iredell."
We'll
I assume.
speak to Iredell.
Okay.
Should we just head to his?
Yeah, she points
office?
to one of the rooms that goes to one of the teleportation circles, and then she talks into her earring real quick. There's a couple like, hello, hello, and then eventually he wakes up, presumably. And then you guys go in. She motions for you to go in, and then you guys are teleported. Do you throw up?
I do.
Okay. Vomits on the
Maybe
floor.
you should wait outside from now on.
It's a little late now.
Yeah, and
Some more unseen servants.
Unseen, not unheard.
Yeah. That joke.
yeah, if you don't remember, you're in an expansive 2-story study, curved roof, presumably the top of the tower. Bunch of cushioned chairs and couches and a kitchen and a sauna on the first floor. Most of his personal stuff is on the top floor. He would be at the door to open it. He's wearing just a robe, what looks like. That's like red velvet robe. He nods at all of you. Good evening.
I
Morning.
just lift her head up.
Oh, come in. Yes. Well, yeah, bring her in. Yeah. I mean, he would have you lay her down on a couch. And just wait for the rundown.
So, essentially, she is under the same thing that student that was in your infirmary is under. She is a victim of the vampires. So she is not...
It is not good.
She's not safe to have not in some sort of restraints for the time being.
She needs to be locked away.
Yes, we have our own method with some glue and determination, but if you have something more refined...
We have storage facilities for normally powerful magical artifacts, but a person of such would be good.
Diego, again, trying not to draw attention to himself, is shaking his head no to that.
Are you doing that to us? Like, where we can see you?
I believe it's possible she could get possessed again and continue to act. So if she's near powerful magic items while under the influence of a dark entity, that may not be the best option.
She won't be near them. I just mean she will be under the same precautions as one of those.
Sealed away.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they are all separate. Artifacts tend to interact oddly with each other.
You should probably also do the same with that student in the infirmary. If I recall, I believe he's glued to a storage room.
Interesting.
It unfortunately has been kind of our quick resolution to these situations.
Yeah, he like motions to her mouth and lips. He's like, I've noticed.
2 things in addition to this. Some unfortunate news. We were also able to find the missing student that was
Koji.
Reported along with this teacher. Unfortunately, by the time we had found him, he had been turned into a young vampire. So we had to expose of him. I'm thinking of a different word. Ignore that. We had to dispose of him, unfortunately, since there was no means of reversing.
Yeah, I mean, he takes a deep breath. At least on the outside, it's pretty clear to all of you that I mean, obviously, you don't want to hear that. He's like, that is not ideal, to say the least. Were you able to take care of those responsible?
Yes, well, not the main head of this, but there was some fledgling creatures alongside him. They have been disposed of as well. She was clearly under the effect of this Vedelarana, so there was not much that we could do at the time. Similar situation to your student. Until we nip off the head, there's not much that can be done for them.
Is there anything I can help with? If there is a creature capable of dominating Akita in this way, or at least it is a formidable foe.
Cold iron. If you are able to get a hold of that I would especially put that on anyone of importance here at the Arcane Assembly. It can help negate the effects, or completely negate the effects of this possession.
You mentioned that before.
I will say it does seem, with some of the information we have found, that your establishment may be being targeted by the Vedelarana. That's why many of your underlings or associates have been taken over, it appears.
Do you know why?
A lamp of sorts, a lantern by, what's the god again? I'm sorry.
Anahel.
The one of Anahel.
Interesting.
We've reason to believe this might be a vampire squabble between two separate families.
Have you ever experienced anything like that before in your time here in Wakazana?
Vampires?
Yes.
No. Undead, yes. They pop up occasionally. The basic kind. Tortured souls return to haunt the living.
Are you familiar at all with, even if in your research, either a Strigoi or Vedelarana?
Roughly.
Those appear to be the two involved.
Explains the lantern. Are you okay? He looks to you, Diego, as you've kept your hat down and not made eye contact the entire time.
Yes, quite. Quite.
What?
Quite.
I believe he's saying he's quite okay.
All right. Just wanted to make sure.
This is Diego, by the way. He's helping out
Good to meet you.
The investigation.
Pleasure, I say from across the room.
Do you by chance know of any one from the assembly, a dwarvish man who has also gone missing?
I would describe the dwarf we have in our basement.
Yeah, if you don't remember, I believe he has cartel tattoos.
I thought you said he didn't.
Oh, no, he didn't.
I thought he specifically
I
did
specified he did not.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
So it's
correct.
like,
My apologies.
We missed something big there.
Yeah. Yeah, because you guys definitely would have looked into that by now with the cartel. No, not that I'm aware of. Only missing people on my radar are the two you have come under the possession of. Do you need that lantern? Will it be of assistance?
Yes.
Do we want to grab it now? Because the whole point of telling us is he might have wanted us to grab it.
I think it's probably...
You bring a good point.
Once it's made known that it's a target here, is there a way you can bolster security for it?
Oh, there would...
I'm sure it's already well protected, but...
I don't think there is anything I could do to make it more protected.
I think...
I'm being honest.
It would help us greatly, but at the same time, it would be much more risky to have it out of safekeeping.
If it puts your mind at ease, I can show you where we keep it and how it is stored and who watches over it.
Maybe the less we know, the better. I don't know what this being is capable of, and if it is somehow able to figure it out through us. I mean, I don't speak for everyone here, but I do think that there is some risk to even explaining how your security works to even us.
He takes his two fingers, almost like a peace sign, and he quickly like scissors them together real quick, and there's like a pulse of golden light that just like washes over everyone, and he says, You are under no effects. You should be fine.
Okay.
Show us, I guess, yeah.
At the very least, I would like you to meet Wander. She
I-
is far more knowledgeable than me on these subjects.
I would tend to disagree with the fact that our opponents do feed on memories.
That is true. If one of us were to come under the effects, we would potentially be a vessel for them to figure out more. So,
But also, if we need this lantern, knowing where and how to get it is helpful.
Well, if we need it, we could just go
Come back.
contact him.
yeah, knowing now would not really benefit us as much. If you,
I will note it is not a quick process to get. So if you need it in a hurry, it would be tough.
Could we at least maybe not see how it's done, but meet, who did you say?
Wander.
Could we meet them
Yes.
at the very least? Even if they don't explain the ins and outs or show us exactly where things are, might be good to know the person in charge of security for those.
Mm-hmm.
yes, I would agree to that.
Would you want to do that now or wait till morning time?
Sorry, I was nodding off. Let's go. He walks into the elevator.
Oh boy. Get
The teleporter.
Get the trash
elevator.
can ready.
The teleporter. Yeah, he would
Can I-
actually.
yeah.
He's done it enough. He'll give you like a bag or something to throw up in. And yeah, he
I miss.
Bucket.
makes some quick arcane sigils with that golden light from before, and you guys are teleported. And there's no door. You're just like on a teleporter pad. You're in a pitch dark room. You can hear a very loud snoring from further in. Iredale touches like right next to you guys an arcane sigil on the wall. An oval orange crystal on the ceiling hums to life. It illuminates the whole chamber. Jesus. There's dozens of workbenches and desks filled with everything from divine scripture to alchemical solutions to strange mechanical contraptions to arcane writings and pretty much everything else in between. Slouched on the desk with the arcane writings is a humanoid with stark white skin, completely devoid of color. Average height, slender figure, a pair of thin gray horns extend from their forehead with a slight upward curve, completely shaved head. Their face down, appear to be drooling on their the elbow pit or whatever. And as they kind of blink awake, you can see their eyes are completely orange and they give off this faint orange glow as they open their eyes. They have a long tail covered in scarred arcane sigils that glow a same faint orange light, which is wrapped around the desk leg. They let out a big yawn.
Could I try to identify what she is?
Yeah, when all of you roll occultism, you can roll esoteric lore, Diego. While she yawns, you can see similar scarring on her tongue to her tail.
It's a nat 20,
That's a 5.
It's 18.
so 31.
Both Eamon and Diego identify probably this is some level of tiefling.
How common are tieflings in this world?
About as common as Aasimar, which is to say not very common.
Okay.
Mainly the horns give that away. Your best assumption, Eamon, is that it's just like a very like stark white skin tiefling, which is uncommon, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility for them. Diego, you know that this is something else. This is a fetchling. They are beings that are either native to or ancestrally from the shadow plane, the plane of shadows, or the shadow veil. Fetchling tiefling, which in itself is quite the combo. But yeah, they don't always originate fetchlings from like, they don't have to be like born in the shadow plane or whatever. Normally a fetchling is just a creature that is like a humanoid born in the shadow plane or whatever, but it could be someone who like tieflings has like some sort of creature from the shadow plane blood in their bloodline somewhere. I mean, it's worth noting that the Strigoi are from the shadow plane as well. I mean, you guys would all be aware of that. Doesn't mean like this is involved there. It's just like a connection. But yeah, she lets out a big stretch and yawn, look over, give a yawn to Iredale. Look to all of you. Visitors, welcome to my study. Massive bags under their eyes. Wears an unkempt blouse and pants that look like they haven't been washed in a very long time.
Hi, I'm Eamon.
Good to meet you. Iredale would quickly explain just the basics of what's going on. Okay, so you need the lantern. She points to you.
Not at the moment, but we may need it. It might be safer in your care for the time being.
Okay, well, you need a celestial to power it anyways, so.
Oh. Can you briefly explain that?
Yeah, to use it, it can't be used. Well, it has to be used by someone who wields divine magic, for one. And Annahel's super picky, so I can't use it. She says, kind of like pissed off or like aggravated by it a little bit. Not that I would. She quickly looks to Iredell and is quickly like, not that I would, anyways. But for it to be powered, it has to consume the light of a celestial. I assume it doesn't work that way if Annahel can power it, but anyone below that, her, would need a celestial to be sacrificed into it.
And this lantern banishes things, or
I don't know exactly what it does, because like I said, we can't really get it up and running, even minimum, because we don't have she points between her and Iredell. We don't have a divine caster that we trust enough to like get it up and running. So.
And to sacrifice a celestial, can you also briefly explain what is included in that category?
Yeah, they're consumed.
I think but what's a celestial?
Celestial is anything in the heavens, angels, stuff like that. Annahel herself was a celestial on point. I guess you could technically consider her one still.
Why would she put such a requirement on it? It seems kind of cruel.
Well, it's probably not supposed to be used that way. It's just like if someone other than her were to use it, she could probably power it fine, like I said.
Could there be a potential of another way for us mortals to get it up and running?
Yeah, if there is, though, it probably lies within Annahel. I got no clue. Wait, I mean, the issue is that I don't exactly know how you would go about it. I assume the Celestial has to be willing, which is not easy. They're technically immortal, so they'd be fully consumed.
Out of game, what is... Because there's some things I could see them hating each other for. What's Tzetios and Annahel's sort of relationship? Followers?
There really isn't one.
Kind of colleagues or...
Like I've said, Chosen and Divines normally don't have too much of a rapport, not with the Divine that they're under, unless they directly cross paths. Most of Annahel's followers are not as extremist in their beliefs. They would be more just like looking out to root out corruption, less people that are like, if you lie, you're a horrible person, or if you're a shape changer, you're a horrible person. She's a very extremist Chosen in that, like she fully believes that. So she does not like any of the Tzetios pantheon because they're all dragons who can shape change.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was going to say that seems like she wouldn't like them very much.
Yes, but less in a way where she's openly antagonistic to them. She's never really butted heads. It's just like, because obviously when she does do things, it's normally revolving around evil deceit. It's just people are aware that she is also anti any sort of like misleading.
I might have to look into this. Maybe I can... Because you said, again, out of game, you said that this city's big enough that plenty of different religions were like...
There's a whole temple.
You could find... presumably, you could find a worshiper of every divine and chosen in the city, for better or worse, even the bad ones, probably.
Even Scrot?
Yep. I mean, the city's big enough. There's probably somebody.
It's probably in the sewers.
Yeah.
I might have to... that's another reason we might want to leave it here. I might look into maybe talking to some of the followers of Annahel to see what they have to say about such a thing. Probably won't give it the information that we know exactly where this artifact is, but more in general speaking.
Okay.
Do you guys have anything else in here that could help fight a vampire?
A Vetelarana specifically, or a Strigoi specifically?
Either or.
Yeah.
We're probably going to run into both.
We're aware of the...
So. I mean, obviously the lantern would be super useful against the Strigoi. I assume you told her about this too. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
That's like what you're...
I figured Iredell would.
Yeah. Because you told him. Vetelarana, no, we don't. I mean, in general, something from the shop, she like points up and to the right for like mind shielding, but I've never encountered one. I believe they can pierce that to some degree. I'm not sure. I know that
they can pierce that.
Yeah, to some degree. I'm not sure. I've never run into one. Never had the displeasure. The biggest counter to Vetelarana, if my understanding is correct, she like goes over to one of the many desks and flips through some things. There's like a big title. It says Vetelarana. She says, their big thing is like devouring. I'm sure you're aware of this. This is dumb. Devouring like secrets, hidden knowledge within people, right? Blah, blah, blah. if you willingly speak those dark secrets of yours, it like really fucks with them. Like if you openly confront it and tell it your deepest, darkest secrets, they'll be almost incapacitated, at the very least heavily debuffed. So if you come across one, that's normally a pretty good
that's good to
counter.
know.
Yeah,
Diego chokes on his teeth.
It's a little rough because you got to have the balls, as they say, to really, like you got to say it with your chest. But
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's very useful information.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that alone for you, Renus, this person is probably the most knowledgeable person you've probably met in your life, because that's something you don't even know, and your whole thing is hunting vampires.
I would probably, as she's saying that, pull out a journal and like write that down.
Yeah, for sure.
They should
write that down.
Do you know anything else like that that's more obscure about Vetloranas or Strigoi?
What about Nosferatu?
Oh, Nosferatu, I mean, main thing, they're, even as far as vampires go, they're pretty fucking ugly.
How do they...
are we talking about Nosferatu problems too?
Not that we're aware of.
But if there's two fighting...
How do they hunt?
I'm not going to root out a third.
Nosferatu?
Yes. Because the other two seemed a lot more nuanced.
Yeah, from what I understand, there shouldn't be any living Nosferatu.
Were they hunted down to extinction?
No,
I don't believe that's true.
They all passed on, so to speak. I'm not sure how it works, but like a way to put it would be ascended.
Descended,
I don't know.
perhaps.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know if they went to hell, but I don't think they did.
Let's just say somehow one of them slipped through the cracks. What would a way to indicate that we have a Nosferatu be, if you have any inclination, of course?
She flips the book that says Nosferatu in all caps.
Yeah, I know,
Good thing I stored these right next to each other, huh?
They're organized by author, not by category.
Written by Dracula.
Vampire.
Yeah. John Van Vampire.
Like, how would you identify them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so
in comparison to other ones? From
like
what
a
I
victim.
understand, let's say Nosferatu is still around. Pretty sure they're sold, they have lost the ability to pass on their gift. I don't consider it a gift. It's just what they call it, whatever. Conceivably, that's kind of like why they are, from my understanding, they are the oldest of the oldest vampires. And instead of, choosing to go to something different, like the Strigoi or the Vetlourana, they just kind of stopped consuming and passing on the bloodline. So, I don't really
Did
know
they just
how that
drink
works.
blood, or did they possess?
I'm not
No one knows?
super sure. I mean, presumably, like all vampires start out drinking blood. So, and then the bloodlines kind of changed over time. So, I don't know what they would do now, but
Does somebody bleeding from the eyes, black blood, does that sound vampiric in nature? A victim, potentially of Strigoi?
are we talking about possession?
Correct.
No, not specifically. Normally, trauma around the eyes means brain functions are being fucked with in some way. So my assumption would be, it could have been the Vetlourana. Consuming consciousness to that degree could cause that.
Are you aware of the death dust situation that has gone around, or demon dust has...
Look, man, I don't do drugs, so...
Correct. It's been an issue in town that people have been consuming it and then losing their mental functionalities and kind of going a bit crazy and bleeding from the eyes.
No, from what I understand, a lot of that falls under the Kroggreen's jurisdiction. They're kind of the resident drug experts. And if it were possession to that degree, the car would probably get involved. Not us. We're academics, technically. So
that doesn't sound like it could be connected to a Strigoi or potentially a Vetlourana, as you say.
Oh, I would bet money on it's probably connected to the Vetlourana in some way. I just don't know how. Normally, their possession doesn't affect it like that. They want to sustain those they affect, but I'm not sure.
And if they're so strong as to pierce mind shielding things, they need drugs to open up someone's mind to it. If they're strong enough to get someone
on
like
a mass scale,
like Akita.
Well, my assumption would be that they two things. Yeah, the sacrifice ability to increase reach, like you do it over a longer distance or with more people, or they're in a weakened state to where that's all they can muster at that stage.
With what we've told you, does it ring any bells as far as I mean, they're called vampire families, so I'm guessing there's more than one still around.
In what way?
More than one Vetelarana still around. Does it sound
Presumably.
like it's more than one Vetelarana acting, or does it sound like it's just an individual on its own?
Most families, there's like multiple Vetelarana bloodlines, right? Most of the families do not associate with each other. There's one head. Vampires are very egotistical creatures in general. So they would
Not typically in groups.
Yes. I mean, across bloodlines, there's no way that the three main, two now, would interact with each other. But even within, there could be more than one Vetelarana. There could be more than one Strigoi, but there's definitely only one head.
What we find ourselves sort of mixed up in is we have concrete evidence of a Vetelarana. Matter of fact, we have unfortunately spoken to it, but there is...
Really? What did it say? Who did that? All of you?
I point towards Peter.
Okay, what's going on with that?
I think it tried to recruit me.
Okay.
I might have early on offered to work with it in order to take someone else out, but it was never anything concrete.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's an in, right? Just like, you're not.
No.
Okay, cool.
We're also burning a lot of bridges, so I don't know how well that inn is going to be.
Guess that's true.
The other thing that we came across, though, was a shady alchemist who happened to have a coffin that had the sigil of the Strigoi on it.
Yeah. The Strigoi don't have a symbol. Like each bloodline has a crest, so to speak. But each bloodline has a crest. But the
trace it in the air. Does this one look familiar?
No.
But we've not come across one directly, just that.
Oh. Hold on.
Cuckoo.
She flips to the
Strigoi book.
Yeah.
Can I roll something? Because I have never seen that.
Yeah, you can. Esoteric lore.
28.
No, you do not know what that is. Other than that, any more than they would know. You would probably pick up everything that they know. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she says, that's the family of madness, I think. I'm not sure exactly what their name is. The spiral, I'm not positive, but the spiral, I think, is supposed to signify
we all bust out journals.
descending into darkness. So
Darkness, you say?
Yeah, I mean, that's the she kind of looks a little worried. She's like, it's the Strigoi's whole thing, right? We're on the same
page. So the Strigoi family of madness?
Yeah, not the family, the bloodline. It's like a bloodline known for madness.
The alchemist we came across kept speaking of the darkness.
Are we being coy? Is this him? He points to Peter.
No, we're in Waku's honor.
No,
it's a different one.
It was a different shady alchemist.
I just wanted to clarify.
That shady alchemist is dead now.
For the record, I thought it was you the entire time.
Symbol burned into it.
Bloodline of madness, does that check out?
Sounds right.
Okay.
He seemed to be very not right.
Okay.
He was decaying his own skin in order to break it down to make a drug.
Clawing at his own skin as well.
Yeah, that would check out.
The darkness consumes things.
I don't
like
think
that.
the more powerful the Strigoi, they're probably the bloodline itself probably values that in its followers. I would assume that the head honcho itself is not that mad, but they probably have weird mannerisms and ways of going about things.
They don't have a relationship with Pitchkey, do they?
No.
Okay.
In fact, they probably would not be liked by Pitchkey and their followers. They're a bit elitist about the darkness, so other things that revolve around the dark are viewed as less from Pitchkey's followers.
So not necessarily anyone that gets possessed by a Strigoi would share the similar traits of going mad and being crazed. And
no, it'd be more
wild.
All vampires can make spawns, but for example, the less powerful a Strigoi made spawn, or even lower power vampire, the more they would be like mad to some degree. It doesn't have to be absolute insanity, but like strange tics or stuff as well could be categorized in it. Like a vampire that for whatever reason is obsessive about fruit or something. I don't know. Just crazy stuff like that. Obsessed with seeing its own reflection even though it can't. Stuff like that. Weird things like that, I guess.
Based on what you've told us and what I myself know of vampires, I would
Yeah, you're aware you're a vampire, yes? We're all on the same board there?
Yes.
I mean, half, but yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have all my faculties.
Okay.
If there were a Strigoi
Mm-hmm.
and a Vetelarana in the same area, it would be almost a turf war, correct?
Oh, yeah, they hate each other.
I figured this much. But that is part of the reason we have reason to believe that the Vetelarana wants this lamp.
Yeah, it's probably one of the... Depending on the power of the Strigoi, if they are not in a high enough quantity, a powerful enough concentration of magical light, they cannot be killed or dispelled, one could say. So, above all else, do not fight a Strigoi in dark places. But, they tend to only do that, so...
Renister's explained this briefly before, but can you re-explain between the both of you, I guess, the difference between a victim of a Vetelarana, much like Akida, and a victim of a Strigoi? How might they tell the difference? Not victim as far as spawn or as far as turning, but as far as possession goes.
Well,
I know they might possess for very different reasons, correct?
Yeah, so Vetelarana will possess externally to some degree. They are still, the Vetelarana is still living, obviously not in the conventional sense, but living existing entity within the world. A Strigoi is nothing more than, they're not technically spirits, but the best way to put it is a spirit that possesses beings on the mortal plane. The Vetelarana, I assume, had possession over Akida. After that ended, it went back to just being the Vetelarana as well. A Strigoi exists exclusively in the possession. Now, if a Vetelarana were to die and then take that possession, and it had nowhere else to go from that, if you remember, that kind of explained, like when they're in the comatose, they can get taken over and then blah, blah, blah. If that were to be the case, at that point, they're not the Vetelarana. They slowly consume the conscious until it is reborn as a Vetelarana. But even then, it's reborn as the Vetelarana, whereas the Strigoi are always exclusively a possession. Yeah. Normally, there's distinct qualities of that possession, though.
Which are?
Anything you would normally find in a vampire. Like they look vampiric, stuff like that.
So, like after a Vetelarana leaves a whoever it's possessing, that person's in a comatose-like state, obviously.
Well, not always. Normally, if they're doing it in with the Vetelarana's possession, yes. But they also just have mind-altering magics that could probably do that as well.
Yeah, but a Strigoi, when it leaves someone, are they just back to who they were before?
Yeah, I'm probably not
comatose?
the same, but I'm not sure exactly how that would affect the physiology of someone or the psychology of someone. But
they would be conscious.
Presumably, yeah.
Okay.
It would be my scholarly assumption that the weaker the being, the more likely it is that the Strigoi's possession would just cause problems.
Makes sense.
They could probably die would be the chief one. But
do you have anything to protect your mind if something's after the Lancer and you're the one that knows how to get to it? Perhaps taking extra precautions towards your secrets and knowledge would be helpful.
It would be more important she kind of looks to Iridel to protect Rit more than me. They have the keys of the kingdom in terms of getting stuff out. Also, I think I'm good. Should be okay. I'm always under protection due to where I am most of the time.
They've already gotten in the school.
Yeah, where we are is very different from the school. I mean, the school is a place that has a lot of foot traffic in general. You outside of Iridel are the first 4 people to set foot in here in months.
Okay.
Good to know.
Who was last?
What was his name? Jack, can't remember his name. Hold on.
Kier.
No.
Kite. Kubo.
Oh, no.
Sunny.
No.
Justice
what's
Beetle.
his name?
How the hell did I get in here?
Nido?
Cricus. No, he owns a theater.
Ostas?
Yeah. Mr. Pilvar.
Really? Pilvar's been here?
Yeah.
What does he have to do here? I work for him.
Yeah, he knows a lot about stuff too. So we have an instrument he checks up on every so often.
It might be good to check in with him.
That would be good. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
What were we talking about?
Suspicious.
Vampires.
No,
Successful people aren't suspicious.
Possession.
Oh, protections and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, because Rit has a history of being forced to do things against their will. So that might be something to look into.
That's not good. Can we go speak to Rit?
Yeah.
Or at least someone can speak to them on our behalf and let them know?
Yeah, I mean, you go speak to them, but I don't know if they'll be very talkative.
Who is Rit?
Or what is Rit?
It's kind of hard to explain. You know the Magin?
I know of
Very
them,
much
yes.
so.
Yeah, ex-Magin soldier.
Ah.
You know they're, well, maybe you don't. It's kind of under wraps. They have a construct army.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Constructs, huh?
Yes. Not the conventional kind, though. They have a connection to the positive energy plane.
What does that entail? What makes that different from a normal construct?
It is just as living as me. Well, me, or you know, in a sense, you. But
As living as me, perhaps.
yeah, but whereas something that is constructed normally has no connection, whether sentient or not, to a plane, the negative or positive energy plane.
Where is this Rit?
She points to the door that's like at the end of this large chamber. Past there. Yeah.
It would be very much in our interest to at least talk to Rit,
Okay.
whether or not Rit responds as much.
Yeah, they just like their work, so I'm not saying like they can't respond. I'm just saying they just write a lot, so
Gotcha.
I like writing too.
it's a different animal with this motherfucker, I'll tell you, dude. Anyways, yeah, follow me.
Yes, I think we have a friend like that.
Yeah, she leads you to the door. There's no handle or anything, but she waves her hand across it. Doesn't seem like anything happens. Waits a couple seconds and you hear a bunch of stuff moving, and then it opens and you realize it's like about 2 feet thick, and it swings open, and you walk into just this pretty box of a room with a large desk and a humanoid. Akita has been returned to the assembly, though the Vetelarana's magic still leaves her comatose. The party's work is far from over, though hopefully this new Wander character can help. What further info can she share with the party? Who is she, exactly? And how will things go with this Rit? All of this and more, next time on Dying 5.
If you enjoyed today's episode, consider leaving us a review on whatever platform you listen on. We'd love to hear your feedback. And if anyone in your life just can't get enough tabletop RPG action, send them our way. If tabletops have taught me anything, it's that good stories become great ones when you have some folks to share them with. And as always, thanks for listening.